This is like the best music ever.
Yeah, the bass dropped. No, wait. Don't tease me.
Yeah. And we're live. To our whole 2 people that are watching us right now, we appreciate you for being here with Social Surge with Fly and Mo. Of course, welcome to all of our friends over on Instagram. Well, that's kind of nice, right?
Welcome. We need more chill vibe.
We do. So, welcome back to Social Surge with Fly and Mo. On Thursday, we were unable to attend because, well, Miss Fly was in Atlanta at Guns and Grits.
I was shooting guns.
How was it? Was it a great time?
It was fantastic. And I'm still kind of like, I don't really know how much I want to post about, like, shooting. But I have to figure it out because Justin Ryder was an amazing coach on the clay course. But then also what he told me to help me shoot and actually hit my target was something that I feel like is applicable elsewhere. And so I'm trying to formulate it into how do I write about this? But the thing that he said to me that really made it click when I was feeling not confident, when I was feeling nervous, when I was feeling like I didn't know what I was doing and I was going to hurt myself. Don't want that. Is don't look at the gun. Look at the bird.
Nice.
And until you see your target, don't shoot. And you have to feel comfortable and like you're working with the tool, not against it. And so it made me think a lot about what we're trying to do here, in that in a lot of the tools that we use for social media to create content, to reach our prospects, to lead to conversions, to develop those relationships with clients, sometimes we're not looking enough at them. And the kind of content that really speaks to people, really speaks directly to people, is all about them and not about the ways in which you're reaching them or even exactly what you do. And so when I see people leading and when I see people talking about leading with value-driven posts, I'm like, what are you saying to them? How is this going to help them? How are you focused on them? And the back end of that is all of these tools that you can get familiar with, that you can learn to be comfortable with. You need to be not thinking about them and instead taking action and focusing on the prospect. And so that, I don't know how, I'm still kind of developing an analogy for what I learned on the shooting range and how it helps me in CRE. But anyway, it was a blast, and it's always great to see people and continue cultivating those relationships that you're making online. So
I think you said it succinctly enough, where he has a great point. Don't focus on the medium, focus on the target, focus on the goal, right? And it's so easy when we are creating content to think about us and our needs versus what is it that my client's asking me. That's kind of one of the things that when I'm talking to my clients and I say, they're like, I don't know what kind of video content to create. What conversations are you having with your clients? What are the questions that they're asking you? Because that's your target audience right there, right? They're already giving you feedback. So if you're creating content that is already designed to answer questions that your potential clients have, because your clients have these questions, that's the content you should be creating. So if there are, questions about how's the market? Well, as our friend Bob Knackle says, we don't want to give we don't want to give, I'm going to say that wrong. We don't want to give adjectives that it's hot or cold, right? We want to say, this is how the market is moving. And that's how you become an authority figure in your niche. And that's when people start coming to you and saying, hey, this is the guy that has the information. So if you take one thing away today, take away the fact that you should be creating content, answering questions that your clients have. And yes, it is okay to create content that is solely about you. If you were talking about family, if you were talking about, something that happened to you, that's absolutely fine, because you look at that as a value post that has to deal with a lesson learned, right? Versus actually providing value in a way that teaches somebody something or gives them more information so that then they can make an informed decision. Oh, sorry about that.
Don't apologize. Your feelings. That was a weird Larry. I'm like so inspired by your tech, your gear setup now. I'm just like, something got to change here.
That's Mr. Hector. Thank you, Mr. Hector.
I love Hector.
So yeah, it's and today actually, not that you guys care, but I'm actually standing because I found that sitting in the seat like made me move too much because I want to like rock back and I am a rocker. Like if you've had children and you get the mom sway going on, stand in a group of women, right? In a circle of women, and if one of them is holding a baby and then starts rocking, all the women start rocking back and forth. On Instagram, thank you for joining us, Leah Douglas. We appreciate you guys being here. And then we have Hector on YouTube that's watching, and anybody else, pop in and say hi. We'd love to talk to you and answer your questions. So Guns and Grit was an amazing, so let me back up. Guns and Grits is an event that Mr. Ken Ashley put on in Atlanta it's called the Berg or the Burge?
I think the Burge Club.
The Burge Club. And it's this great time for people to get together, fellowship. There was a lot of our friends from CREI Summit that were there. So exciting to see everybody in that aspect. And just a great way to connect and really meet in real life versus always, just talking online. And one of our favorite people, Miss Allison Weiss, she had a birthday on Saturday, actually.
Yeah, it was on Saturday.
It was on Saturday. So happy birthday to Miss Allison. If you get on her socials, maybe wish her a happy belated. But what I love about that is that when we connect in real life and we actually get to, I don't know if I want to use the word commune, but I mean, really, when you
together.
Yeah, when you get that opportunity to really connect with somebody versus just seeing what they post online, then you're like, you know what, this dude's pretty cool. Like, I like this dude. I've heard a lot of great things from everybody who attended, and yeah, next year hopefully I'll get an invite and I'll be able to go. It would be a lot of fun, I think. Just the opportunity just to get together. And so then this brings up a better point, right? There is nothing stopping you from starting your own coffee clutch or doing your own small networking event. We've seen, Daniel Harold has done events in Texas and California, all over the place. There's people that are creating community throughout the United States with small groups. There's nothing stopping you from connecting with other brokers, with bankers, with insurance people. All you have to do is put the call out and make sure you plan it well in advance. I mean, some of them are great when they're just like pop-ups, but if you want good attendance, I mean, it's not that hard to set up an event on LinkedIn. It's not hard to create a little bit of Allison, I love this. Love this. If you can't find it, create it, right? I think Beth Azor is also infamous for saying, coordinate the uncoordinated, right? So she's very much into creating these events where people can show up and meet in real life, face to face, have conversations, and actually create community. So super exciting.
Yeah. All right. Allison's Women Speak CRE, again, on the topic of creating something if it's not there, that is an amazing resource now for women in the industry who are experts on everything, for just another place to connect and like build community. And Beth Azor's Women's Investing Summit is next week, and Allison's gonna be there. Anyway, it feels like there's never not something going on. So.
Right. And with regard to Beth's Women's Real Estate Investment Summit, this is the 5th year that it's happening. And it's incredible I've gone 2 years. So I went in 2022 in 2023. And it's incredible to connect with women who are interested in investing in commercial. And it's not just commercial real estate, but it's all types of asset classes, right? And they're doing it. So you have your LPs, you have your GPs, they're connecting, they're getting together. And what's even better is like that idea of we're creating generational wealth, right? Of we're going to be the ones to invest. We're going to be the ones, whether it's multifamily, self-storage. I don't know if the car wash industry right now is super hot, but yep, women. I love it. The Women Speak CRE, is that the website? Is it .com? Just womenspeakcre.com?
Pretty sure.
Allison, let us know in the comments and we'll pop it up there.
Yeah.
But it's incredible to connect with all these women who are interested in investing in commercial real estate. And then they're actually giving you a playbook of like what to do. So it's not like you're just going there and listening to people talk and then there's nothing. Robin Hendricks says she's looking forward to hearing Allison speak in Plano at the CBC's Global Conference. Thanks, Robin, for jumping in today. It's good to see you. So lots of stuff happening. Women in real estate. Okay. Kind of went off track. We were actually supposed to be talking about, this always happens, the DNA of CRE. We still haven't gotten through the marketer's report. It is put on by Buildout and the broker list. It is the DNA of CRE.com, DNA of CRE.com. We don't get paid for this. We don't get anything for this. It's just a good report. If you're in commercial real estate, they have a broker side and then they have the marketer side. Download both reports, see what's happening on both of those things. These answers are from you. So one of the things I wanted to talk about today, and I actually did a post about this yesterday on LinkedIn, and it has to do with boosting on LinkedIn. I don't know if you guys have noticed. It seems kind of weird, but like every post now has a boost option. I don't know if you're seeing. Are you seeing?
Yeah, I roll down on mine.
Right? It was like weird. Like, do you want to boost this post? So of course I'm like super snoopy. So I went and looked and I was like, okay, what does this mean? What exactly are they trying to get us to do? I haven't boosted any of my content yet because the minimum to boost for one day is $10. I'm from Facebook world, okay? Where like $10 is like a month of advertising. I mean, it's, hey, we have shots back in the day on Facebook when you were advertising, like $10 would get you, like, it would be amazing. Like you could boost a post for $10 and it would last like a week. So LinkedIn is saying $10 is the minimum. They're recommending $25 a day. A day. Yeah, $25 a day to boost your content. Now, here's the thing. LinkedIn advertising is not cheap. It is good if you have your audience dialed in.
Yep.
Let's see. Casey says, boost 10 to get 1,000 impressions. I got 1,001 impressions now.
What up, Casey? Okay, look, like, okay. I have thoughts and feelings, but let's keep talking about the data.
Okay. So it's 25. So they're recommending $25 a day. They recommend you do it for a week. So my thoughts are, like, if you're going to boost a post, and I, again, put this in my post yesterday, it was, you have to be aware of what you're doing. This is not for conversions, right? This is not going to bring somebody into your pipeline in the way that you want. Technically, when we talk about social media, we talk about the funnel, we talk about brand awareness at the top. Social media is all about that brand awareness at the top, bringing them down through the funnel to hit your website, get on your email list. That is, to me, your ultimate goal. You want them to sign up for something. You want an email so that they are in your CRM. That being said, if your goal is for brand awareness and you want to spend 25 to whatever dollar amount you want to boost the brand awareness, go ahead. But be totally aware that that's all you're doing. You're just getting your content in front of more eyeballs. You can do that organically if you spend time on the platform.
And this is where I'm going to jump in, because this is my thing.
Mhm.
You have no business boosting something if you don't already have a proven strategy or a proven style or a proven singular piece of content that people already want. So the biggest mistake I make when people are like, oh, I'm going to do this social media thing, I'm going to buy all this stuff, and I'm going to get all the programs, and I'm going to like have the studio, and I'm going to like boost my post, and I'm like, do you know if it's going to work? And what I don't mean by that is like doing a whole, like making it a research project in terms of like, oh, I'm going to like take forever to make sure this is super dialed in. No, until you have 3 to 6 months of producing content daily, whether that is text, video, carousels, whatever app it is, until you have a significant track record and data set of knowing what kind of content is actually leading to people going down that funnel, I would not stick any money behind it, because it's a little like the lottery. So that's, my feelings on that.
Exactly. So I think we've actually talked about this before. And if we haven't, we'll talk about it now. If you have she's absolutely correct. You should be creating content consistently. 1, 2. If you have an exceptional post that did very, very well, that's what you put your money behind.
Yeah.
You don't put your money behind a post that only got 12 impressions because you want it. It could have been your best work out there. It absolutely could have been. But if eyeballs are not already on it, if people are not engaging with it already, putting your money behind something like that is more than likely just going to be a waste of money. It's not going to be worth it. And you're going to get frustrated. And then you're going to be one of those people that says, oh, social media sucks.
Right.
It doesn't work. Well, no, it does work. It just takes time. And you have to build your brand voice. You have to create compelling stories. You have to engage with your audience massively to be able to create that community that you're looking to create, right? So I did a post on that. And now let's talk about social media strategy for conversions based on the DNA of CRE. So of course, if you want to increase lead generation, you want to nurture potential clients, you want to drive conversions, they're saying that you need to optimize LinkedIn for lead generation. And to do this, you need to post twice per week with a mix of market insights and deal activity. Now, this is based on the answers that people responded to. So this is from a subset of the audience, right? This might not be exactly up your alley, but it does serve a purpose. Case studies of closed deals and client testimonials. So we see this done very well with Bob Knackle and his Testimonial Tuesdays. Testimonial Tuesdays, if you take a look at it, it follows a system. It's called CART, C-A-R-T. It's something that the Massimo Group employs and wants their coaching clients to use, which is Challenge, Action, Result, Testimonial. Now, sometimes I see this done wrong where people will actually write challenge, action, result. I'm like, no, that's not what you want to do. What you want to do is you want to create the story out of that. So think about that as your framework, challenge, action, result, testimonial, and then you're going to write the story that goes with it. They're called, and another Massimo thing is they don't like case studies. They like success stories, right?
Sure.
We want to have a success story. That sounds better than a case study. Oh, you had a success? Oh, very cool. And then, of course, the last but not least, behind the scenes brokerage stuff, right?
Yes.
This is, I talk about this all the time. It's not a new concept. We are nosy and absolutely want to see what is happening behind the scenes. We don't want to get involved, but like,
well,
you can, well, we might. I want to get involved. So it's just, we're nosy. We want to see what's happening behind the scenes, right? So like talking about guns and grits, seeing people, out there shooting, seeing, the fun stuff that's happening, which reminds me, I've got to put all the content together.
I dropped like 4 gigs on you yesterday. I'm so sorry.
Are you serious? Is it that much?
Just...
I feel my heart rate just increasing massively.
Most of it is just videos from my Meta glasses being like, oh, I'm outside, there's trees. Like,
how were those, by the way?
They're fantastic. And then I texted you yesterday, I was just like, I didn't use them enough. Again, you can have the tool,
right?
But if you don't use it, or if you don't know what you're trying to shoot at, anyway.
Literally both times.
Literally both times.
If you don't know what to shoot at, here or pew pew.
There you go. Oh yeah, that's a conversation.
So that's the title of the post right there. You can talk about if you don't know what to shoot at, and you talk about your glasses and not using them.
There you go.
And yeah, okay, sorry.
But behind the scenes content, and so this starts to get into the product review. I will. This starts to get into one of the biggest complaints I see when people are using social media, even from the people who are using social media who are totally killing it and getting a lot of deals, right? Who are actually getting to the conversions. I always see the complaint that the content that has nothing to do with the market, with deals, with results, any of that, they're like, oh, that's the content that, like, that's what's getting me visibility. And actually, you want to know what? I'm pretty sure it was Daniel Harrell yesterday who posted this on X. But he was talking about, and I'll have to find out if I'm wrong, but talking about, having founded a relationship with a client based on social media. And it wasn't his market insights. It wasn't his results. It was him and posting about how during a time, where things were in flux, he drove Uber. And that was what the person said when they talked about his social media. And what's interesting to me about that is I can absolutely see how that would like move somebody into wanting to have a conversation with him about doing deals, because it shows tenacity, it shows commitment, it shows that they are willing to do whatever it takes to keep going. And it's also very vulnerable, because what broker wants to admit that they were in a position where they had to go drive Uber? And also, how many brokers are also in that position who can really relate to that reality, right? And so this, you don't have to be completely vulnerable or expose yourself when you go behind the scenes, right? There are some things that do not belong on social media. Hey, Ruby, I'm doing a video, sweetheart, so you have to stay out there. But you know what I mean? I gotta. But talking about your life, people do business with people, not brands. People do business with people.
Yep, absolutely. And Chelsea Pites, who I forgot her name a couple episodes ago, but now I remember because it's top of mind. Chelsea Pites talks about the human, being human, and bringing human back to social. And that's exactly what you need to consider when you're talking about creating content for your audience. Bring that human back. That's a perfect example, right? That humbleness of like, I wasn't doing great and life kind of sucked. And so I had to do this to survive. And that's what what resonates. That's what connects us to them. And then just like Allison said, the hustle and grit, it shows you're going to do whatever it takes to get there. Corey Zelnick on our on Instagram says, keep it real is the key. And that's exactly it. The other thing that we want to talk about on here as well is for social media conversions, one of the things they mention is leveraging LinkedIn ads for targeted campaigns. I cannot highly recommend enough. If you have not done LinkedIn ads, do not go in by yourself and try to do them. Find someone, YouTube it, whatever you have to do to learn how to do it. The back end of LinkedIn for their advertising is a monster. It is a behemoth. It scares me. I don't claim to be a LinkedIn ad expert. You notice there is nowhere, anywhere where I have my stuff out there where I say that I do paid advertising, because that is a full-time job in of itself. Learning how to create the best target markets, learning how, not target markets, target audiences. leveraging all of the data and information that's on the back end of LinkedIn. There's a ton of information there. You can dial audiences down, but if you are not an expert in it, do not go and forge your own path, because I don't think it'll end well.
Specialization exists across all industries, right?
Yes.
And so it's like, you would not hire an industrial broker to lease your retail space. Probably. Could they do it? Probably. But are they the best person to do that? No, absolutely not. And so when we're looking at all of these different social media things, like, you can learn, it's so accessible, but just like any other kind of specialization, when you get into some of these more complicated things that start costing a lot of money, paid ads on all of the platforms, if you don't know what you're doing when you're going into it, you're going to be paying a lot of tuition. You're paying, that's what you're paying, is you're paying tuition.
Love that.
And do you want to pay that money up front and learn yourself, or would you rather partner with a specialist to make sure that you're doing the right things, right? I mean, this applies to everything.
I'm going to have to clip that. That was just the tuition part was just, that was primo. Very primo. Good job. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that you have to take your little one to school because she's knocking on the door.
It's Mardi Gras today, so there's no school, but she's desperately like trying to get my attention.
She's like,
yeah, everything shuts down in Louisiana for like 5 days.
Okay.
So, but I do have to go.
Okay. Well, we will see you guys back here on Thursday. If you guys have any questions about social media or marketing or any of that, you can hit me and Fly up in our DMs. And then also, I just want to do a little plug. I do have a group that I'm putting together on school.com. It's called Social Mastery VIP. And I'm hoping to help professionals with their social media and their marketing. So DM me about that information. Is that a Weiss Advice t-shirt, I Spy Fly?
Yes, because it's day two of LinkedIn's of Fly. I'm so excited. It's day 2 of Yona's LinkedIn challenge. So I'm repping the brand.
That's awesome. I love that. And if you guys aren't familiar, Yona Weiss does LinkedIn challenges. He's amazing. Just a amazing and phenomenal human being, and always has great stuff to do on LinkedIn. So we'll see you back here on Thursday at 5:30 a.m. Pacific and 7. You're 2 hours ahead, right? 7:30 a.m.
I'll be in Vegas, so I'll be early.
Ooh, are we gonna do it on Thursday if you're in Vegas?
What? No, yeah, we can, but because it'll be early.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
All right, everybody. Have a great Tuesday.